2 picks. Hey, I will say this. Half of the NFL is 0-1, and the other half is 1-0. Not all the 0-1 teams are bad. Can't say much about mine. What is up, football fans? If you came here and rubbed it in my face that my Dolphins lost to the Colts in a humiliating manner, at least you could do is hit the subscribe button, or at least hit the like, because I know it hurts real bad. But we are going to make our picks, kind of recap week 1, talk about the stuff that happened, didn't happen, all that good stuff. But first and foremost, I have to shout out today's sponsor and the sponsor of the channel, and that is Sleeper. As you can see here, I'm using my phone and I'm on the Sleeper app right now. Very awesome, easy to use database and all that jazz. All the different sports on this fantastic fantasy app. Come over to here, right? Well, what I do is you go over here, you click on NFL. Then I go here. Actually, no, wait, where do I go? I go here, home. And I go here, picks. And there's my Pick'em League. And that's where we're at with week 2. Go check them out. Use the promo code DDW. Get 100% matched up to $100. So we are going to go through each of these games and make our pick for week 2 in the NFL, starting with the Washington Commanders heading to Green Bay to take on those mother-loving Packers, as Tom Grassi likes to say. Washington came out, put a beat down on the Giants, 21-6. Did their thing. Same thing. Green Bay, though, 27-13, and you could take 7 of those points away because they were garbage time touchdowns, even though that catch was ridiculous, and we'll talk about that. But this is going to be an interesting game. 3.5 Green Bay's getting straight up. I really like the way Green Bay's playing, and I really like the way Parsons is playing. I'm going with Green Bay in this one. Even with 3.5, they're the home team, so I'm going to give it to them. But this is going to be a good game, right? We got a good game last week, Thursday. Another one this week. Next week is the Dolphins and the Bills. I don't know about that one. But we're getting back-to-back good Thursday games. I think it's going to be a close one, but I'm going Green Bay. I just like the way their defense is working. I think Parsons is going to be that difference maker and really help them through it. Next, we have the Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Cleveland eking out a loss, not a win, eking out a loss, 17-16 to the Cincinnati Bengals, and we all watched. We watched what happened to the Baltimore Ravens against the Buffalo Bills. That was not Josh Allen. That was not Lamar Jackson's fault. That man had a fantastic game. You had the fumble from Derrick Henry, which how often does that ever happen? And then the Ravens defense just didn't want to play defense for 4 minutes. And the Bills came back. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy game. Obviously, I was rooting for the Ravens. It would have been nice for all 4 teams to be 0-1, but that's not what happened there. I'm going Baltimore. I think Baltimore's going to be pissed about that loss. Baltimore just chokes it away in the 4th. 12.5 points. I think it'll be closer than that. So I would go with Cleveland versus the spread, but straight up, I'm going with Baltimore. Then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on those Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati given 3.5. I will say this. Cincinnati kind of screwed the pooch a little bit. When it comes to fantasy, anyway. Really really screwed me over big time. Jamar Chase, 2 catches for 26 yards. That is it. Noah Fant was their only touchdown. 4 catches, 26 yards was their only touchdown. Joe Burrow didn't even really have that crazy of a game. 14 for 23, 113, and a touchdown. That is it. And then you got Jacksonville, who, didn't do too bad last week. This one's hard for me because, you have Jacksonville, who came out and beat the brakes off of Carolina. Is Carolina good? Probably not. I'm going Cincinnati in this one. I think the firepower in the offense of Cincinnati is just a little bit different. And, Carolina's Carolina. No offense to Carolina. I'm a Dolphins fan. And since he's given 3.5, I still go with that with the spread. Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, in Jerry's World. Dallas is given 3.5. I'm going with Dallas. They played a hard-fought game against the Eagles. Actually made it a competitive game. CeeDee Lamb with too many costly drops actually surprised a lot of people, myself included, when it came to that game. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. I think you're going to see Jackson Dart sooner rather than later. I thought it'd be later on down the road, but Dable even came out and said there's no guarantee that Wilson's going to start. So very interesting there. Scroll up a little bit. Detroit taking on Chicago. This one's, you got Detroit, who again got beat bad by the Green Bay Packers, and you have the Chicago Bears. J.J. McCarthy, we'll talk about him, but just choked it away in the second half completely. Detroit's giving 5.5. I think Detroit wakes up. I like Detroit. Obviously, you have a good team there. You have a good defense. I think they're kind of in a growing pains situation with a new defensive coordinator, with a new offensive coordinator. And I think Detroit takes this one. It might be close. It might be a field goal. So take Chicago with the spread, but straight up in my pick'em league, I am taking the Detroit Lions. Now, Miami Dolphins, like usual, come back Friday. If you are a Patriot fan, you can come back even tomorrow. I have a nice collab going on. But come back Friday. I will give a preview of this. Dolphins are given a 1.5. Normally you give 3 as the home team. So, it's not that crazy of a spread. But the fact that the Dolphins have any favor or giving any type of points is crazy to me, especially after they played against the Indianapolis Colts. New England also didn't have a great game against the Raiders, but I think they played better than the Dolphins did, scored more points. But again, come back Friday, and I will break that down and tell you my pick of that. San Fran, the treat of the treats, taking on the New Orleans Saints. San Fran with a nice comeback, 17-13. At one point, they were losing to Seattle. And you have the Saints who, they lost. Like, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. They lost, but they put up a better fight than the Dolphins did. 20-13 losing to Arizona. I'm going San Fran in this one. Just the better team, and I like the way they came back and won that one. I will say this, at 7.5 is very interesting, and I think they also San Fran is dealing with injuries yet again. So I would even take New Orleans with that spread of 7.5, but obviously I'm going with the 49ers. Then we have the Buffalo Bills heading to my neck of the woods, New Jersey, to take on the Jets. Buffalo giving 7.5. The Jets, actually a hard-fought game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did not expect it to go that way. Their offense kind of makes me a little worried. Defense, not so much, because, again, Steelers did whatever they wanted to against that defense. Their offense, though, perking me up, making me think, should I be worried? Buffalo's Buffalo. Down 15, 4 minutes left, you win the game. Like, come on. Buffalo's winning this one. Now, 7.5. That is interesting. I think this is going to be a closer game. As a Dolphin fan, I don't know who to root for. This is, what time is this game? 1 o'clock. So it's going to go on at the same time the Dolphins are facing the Patriots. But this is an interesting game to me. Like, who do I want to win? Like, do I want the Jets to win? Because the Jets are on their high horse right now, right? They almost beat the Steelers, played well on offense. They think, hey, look at us, look at us. And if they beat the Bills, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, they're number one and blah, blah, blah. But then Buffalo's Buffalo. I want the Jets to win this one. I'll be rooting for the Jets in this one, but I think Buffalo's going to win. But that 7.5, I think is going to be closer than that, so I take the Jets with the spread. Then we have Seattle taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just us talking about the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers goes back to New Jersey and just spanks the Jets. Defense, not team in general. just revenge for him. And then you have Seattle again. 49ers came back in that one. Steelers give him 2.5. Defense gave up a lot against the Jets. Seattle didn't look great though. I'll tell you that. Their defense did well, but the offense didn't look too great. I'm going Pittsburgh in this one. This one's on Fox. This one it's 2.5, so obviously I'm going to still take the Steelers, but this one's going to intrigue me a little bit. You have DK facing his old team as well. We'll see how that one pans out. Then we have the Rams taking on the Tennessee Titans. LA winning against Houston 14-9. Close game there. Tennessee losing to the Denver Broncos 20-12. Didn't play bad. I will say that the Cam Ward did not play bad in that game. I wouldn't put that loss on him. Again, he didn't throw for much, 112 yards. Bo Nix didn't look great in that game, but again, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I think that the Titans are still a little too young. I'm going to be going through some growing pains. They also need to get Cam Ward some better receivers, so I'm going with the Rams, and they're giving 5.5. I even take that 5.5. Then we have the Panthers taking on the Cardinals. Sorry, Panthers. You're in the same boat as the Dolphins. I'm picking the Cardinals. I didn't even tell you guys what the spread is. Cardinals are giving 6.5. I still take the Cardinals. Panthers are down bad. Young didn't look great. Cardinals look better. There's that. Then you have the Denver Broncos taking on Indy. Broncos are giving 2.5. Indy, again, just spanked the Miami Dolphins. Could have been a perfect storm situation where you had the Ursay and then a lot of people jinxing it by saying the Colts haven't won a season opener in 11 years and Dolphins haven't lost in 3 years. Like, there's all this stuff. Like I said, Bo Nix didn't look great with the Broncos. Daniel Jones looked great, but again, was that the Dolphins defense? A lot can go into this. I'm actually going to take the Colts in this one, not because I need some justification for how bad my team looked, but I think I'm not going to overlook them anymore because they played well. And Tyler Warren is a good tight end, and their offensive line is really good. And Bo Nix didn't play great. So I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts, and they're getting points at home. So there's that. Then we have the Sunday night game. Very interesting game. It is the thumbnail with the two quarterbacks, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, which is the rematch. This is the Sunday night game. No, it's not. I'm dumb. It's literally right there in front of my face. This is a 4:25 game. Should be the Sunday night game. Super Bowl rematch. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City's, they lost to Justin Herbert and the Chargers, who did play a good game, but you know what? I'm picking I don't like the Eagles, right? They're super cocky. I don't like their head coach. There's something else, whatever. The way Patrick Mahomes was running out of bounds, so the Chargers defender kind of pulled up and he hit him. Get out of here. I want them to go 0-2. Kick rocks. And the Philadelphia Eagles are giving 1.5, so obviously I'm picking the Eagles, so I'm going to go with that. Then we have the Atlanta Falcons heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Vikings are giving 4.5 in that one. Falcons barely lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20. Like I said, J.J. McCarthy and the whole entire team of the Minnesota Vikings just woke up in the second half of that game. It was 10-6 going in at halftime, and then going into the fourth quarter, it was 17-6. And then the Minnesota Vikings in the fourth quarter scored 21 points. Not unanswered, because then clearly Chicago scored 7. But Minnesota just woke up. Love the way J.J. McCarthy was playing, especially the play where he kept it on the RPO. Fantastic game. I'm going with J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. Then we have 2 Monday night games. The first one being the Buccaneers taking on the Houston Texans. Houston did not look good against the Rams. Did not look good. CJ Stroud, 19 for 27, 1 interception, 188 yards. Like, he didn't look good at all. No touchdowns, 74.3 passer rating. Nick Chubb, 60 yards. Leading receivers, Jaden Higgins, 32 receptions. Did not look good. They only got 3 sacks, no interceptions. Then you got Tampa. Tampa did their job, but again, it was against the Atlanta Falcons. But division rivalries kind of play out different. But Baker Mayfield, 17 for 32, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm going Tampa. I think Houston's going to struggle a little bit. Then we have the second Monday night game. The Chargers, who are coming off a big victory against the Raiders. The Chiefs taking on the Raiders in Las Vegas, who came off a big victory against the New England Patriots, absolutely torching their defense. Who's going to win this one? Is it Geno Smith? Is it the Chargers? I like the Chargers in this one. I really do. I think the Chargers can definitely win this one. And this is where we'll see who was bad and who was good, right? And, anyway, go check out Sleeper. I'm going to ramble for a little bit. Go check out Sleeper. Use the promo code DDW. You get 100% matched on up to $100. So, like I said, this is the week where you get to see whose team is actually bad. Like, if the Chargers lose to the Raiders, then the Chiefs might be worse, or maybe the Chargers just got their number. If the Raiders lose to the Chargers bad, then obviously the Patriots are really bad, especially if the Dolphins beat them. If the Colts beat the Broncos, maybe the Colts are just really good, and that's why they spanked the crap out of the Dolphins and they overlooked them, kind of like I did, thinking Daniel Jones wasn't that good of a quarterback. This is the week where we really get to figure out, like, who's actually good and who's bad. Like, was it just a week 1 fluke or something? I normally don't have an assessment of these teams around the NFL until week 4 or after. All I know is my team sucked week 1. So hopefully they have a bounce back win. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. What's your pick? All that stuff. If you're new to the channel and you aren't a Dolphins fan, subscribe. When the Dolphins don't play on Sunday, I will recap the Sunday games. I do picks and all that good stuff. And if you want to watch me cry when my team loses, I go live for every single game. So subscribe. I'm on my way, on my road to 100K, halfway there, 53,000. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I have a collab with 2 Patriots guys and my man Reason. We are doing the starting lineup. Big collab. It's going to be fun. And then Friday, I will see you for the preview. Like usual, stay classy. FN's out.